Liar.
What? I swear it on the Great Mother's tits.
In my previous video, where I talked about Yennefer and Morkvarg, I received quite a lot of comments from people who said that they had no idea you could turn him into a human when lifting his curse. Then a couple of days later I made a poll and I saw similar comments there as well. So I decided to make this quick guide on how to do it. Even though for more than 6 years now I've always been under the impression that this is the more common of the two outcomes. But enough lollygagging, let's get into lifting the curse.
60? 70?
First off, if you go through all the dialogue options when talking to the women, you will learn that one of Morkvarg's former companions resides not too far from here in Larvik.
Of all the pilgrims there at the time, he alone escaped with his life. He settled in Larvik.
And you can go talk to him. However, what he tells you is essentially a lie. The whole story about the High Priestess cursing Morkvarg with her dying breath is simply not true.
Curse must be complex, multi-leveled.
Such is the Great Mother's power.
And you need to find some evidence to expose him. Most likely, you will encounter Morkvarg in his cave for the first time, and there you can hear that he's looking for a key.
But the key? Where's the key?
Which is actually the key to the locked building right next to Yennefer. Now, to find this key, you need to get behind this gate over here. And in case you don't know how the mechanism works, it's fairly simple. You have 3 gates and 2 switches. One of the switches selects which gate you wish to control, and the other one actually controls it. You can tell which one is currently selected from the position of this peg, or however this thing is called in English. When it's to the left, you control the left gate, in the middle is the middle gate, and to the right is the gate you want to open at this point. So open it, dive in there, loot the key, and go back to Yennefer to unlock the house. Don't rush to speak to her, by the way. You can check my previous video for more about that. But back to the curse, enter the house, open the chest, and in it you'll find Morkvarg's journal. If you read it, you will learn that he actually survived the raid on the temple and wasn't turned into a werewolf at this point. So with this journal, you can finally expose his friend and get him to admit the truth.
Liar.
What? I swear it on the Great Mother's tits.
Specifically that his grandfather, who was the god-eye of the village, which is something like a shaman, I suppose? I bet someone can explain in the comments. So he gave him this wolf fang amulet, and with it he turned Morkvarg into what he is now. You can get the amulet peacefully by talking, or by fighting and killing him and his mates. Just make sure to wait before he explains how the amulet is related to the curse. Because if you fight and kill him too early, you will still get it, but you won't be able to use it, because you wouldn't know how. So either fight him towards the end, or do it peacefully. And then all that's left is to defeat Morkvarg once again and give it to him. He will instantly transform into a human and immediately start going on about how he intends to return to his old ways of raiding and terrorizing people and whatnot. And at that point, you get 2 options. Well, 3 actually. You can either kill him or walk away and get a reward from Novigrad's loan shark. The reward is Deithwen, not to be confused with the Emperor of Nilfgaard. It's a very clean looking silver sword. However, there is a 3rd way to get the best of both worlds, so to speak. You can lift the curse, turn him human, learn how to get Deithwen, and then just kill him. Although it's worth mentioning that if you choose not to, you can simply lie to the women in the village and still get the reward even if he's alive. And technically the job is done, there is no longer a werewolf in the garden, but if Morkvarg is free in his human form, he will likely still trouble them in the future.
They forgot me, no doubt. Well, I'll fucking remind them with a bang. In Novigrad, everywhere. I'm back!
And that was it. I hope this video was helpful, and I shall now leave you with the final scenes of getting the Fang Medallion, turning Morkvarg, and getting Deithwen, in case you haven't seen them before.
You're you dimwit! Drop one more and I'll keelhaul you!
Got a minute?
Prepare my boat, can't you see? Nilfgaardian dogs were to hunt us some.
Got bigger game in mind. Morkvarg.
Ah, so them's your apples. Alright, ask away. in praise of Freya.
You were there when Morkvarg raided the garden. Heard you alone survived.
True. I managed to flee. Great Mother was looking out for me that day.
But she didn't give a lick about the priestesses.
Apparently. Morkvarg had them bound, then slit their throats like horses for the sacrifice. And he laughed. Understand? He laughed. But Archpriestess Ulver cursed him with her dying breath. You are beastly now, remain so forevermore. Ah, saintly woman.
Didn't help the priestesses. Why not?
How could I? Alone against a dozen raiders that... Why are you staring?
Just wondering. You people, obsessed with honor, courage, and so on. But you just cut and run? Strange.
I ain't proud of it. Since that day, I've been seeking a worthy death at sea. Seems the goddess, she's not seen fit to summon me. Yet.
What happened to Morkvarg?
Hard to believe, but fur rose through his skin, and his mug stretched forth into a muzzle like a dog's or a wolf's. He howled, long and grieving, then lunged at his men. They tried to run, but he was fast as lightning. As he killed them, clamped his jaws round their throats, they turned to ash, just like that. Ash that seeped from twixt his fangs.
Not good. Curse must be complex, multi-leveled.
Such is the Great Mother's power.
Liar.
What? I swear it on the Great Mother's tits.
Cut the act. Don't buy your piety one bit. You were one of Morkvarg's men.
Well, well. Sharp you are. Didn't see one thing, though. Lads here around me, they're mine. Armed to the teeth to the man. Let me introduce yous.
I'm no knight-errant. I'm a witcher. Didn't come here to bring you to justice.
Digging up the past? What's that for?
Need to know what actually happened in the garden. Gonna lift Morkvarg's curse.
Why would you bloody do that? Horson should suffer till Ragnarok. The day after, actually.
It's what I do.
Used to say the same myself, till Morkvarg gave the order to sail for Hindisfjall. I've raided often and cruelly, killed women, children, whatever my axe happened to hit. But priestesses, it was too much, even for me. When it was over and Morkvarg was drinking with the rest, I took this out.
Wolf-fang pendant, covered in runes.
I got it from my da, who was godeye of our village. Told me that anyone I cut with a fang would suffer a fate worse than death. Spoke true, it seems.
Your pop-pop mentioned how to reverse this?
Victim needs to get the fang is all. But I'll not give it to you. That whoreson should suffer.
Listen, the priestesses, they really long to get their garden back. And as I see it, you owe them, don't you think?
All right, take it. But it don't come free. Want one thing in return.
Won't tell anyone about your past, give you my word.
Not that. If you do, I'll just find you and kill you. Once Morkvarg's human again, you can't let him leave. No matter what.
Ah.
Here we are again.
You can end this, or release me.
Here, put this on.
I need no more fangs.
Don't be a smartass, just do it.
I'm free. Free! At last! Oh, where's the tavern? I could eat a broiled pig. No, a side of beef. Wash it down with a cask of ale. Then to sea. They forgot me, no doubt. Well, I'll fucking remind them with a bang. In Novigrad, everywhere. I'm back!
Fair winds and all, but before you go, my reward?
Right. Nearly forgot.
Happens often. Too often.
Calm yourself. I'm a man of honor. Now listen. You'll go to Novigrad, to the bits. Find the vulture, the moneylender. Tell him Morkvarg sends his regards, and you'll know me to be a generous man. Farewell then. The sea beckons.
Greetings. What have you got to pawn, and how much do you need?
What makes you think I need a loan?
Tain't a man that don't from time to time. And you don't look nor smell flush with coin.
Just so happens I'm doing fine at the moment.
Then maybe you'd like a look at what the less fortunate have forfeited.
Been a loan shark long?
Aye, since I was just a little tyke.
So you helped your dad, took it over when he died?
Nah, me own father left me here in pawn and never did redeem me.
Morkvarg sends his regards.
Here. Anyone asks, I don't know him. Never laid eyes on him.
Alright, thank you very much for watching if you've made it this far. Special thanks to my YouTube members and supporters on Patreon, and until the next video, stay tuned and be good.